Good afternoon, I'm Denise Tan, and this is One News Now. The Energy Department is warning of possible power interruptions next year at the height of El Niño. That's even as the agency stressed that energy supply in the country remains stable. Based on the DOE's estimate, demand for electricity in Luzon will increase by more than 1,000 megawatts next year. There will also be a slight uptick in demand over in Visayas and Mindanao. It's worth noting that there will be additional supply from solar power plants in 2024, reaching up to 1,000 megawatts. But even with additional reserves, power plants can overheat and machines can leak during extremely hot weather. Coal-fired power plants especially do not run at optimum levels in very dry season. As a result, power lines could be affected.
We are looking at from the supply side, even if these are adequate, we are also anticipating that there might be interruptions especially the coal-fired power plants may not be working at their optimal levels. During the dry months, meron tayong mga grass fires at saka mga bush fires. At sa ating experience ng ilang taon na particularly sa El Niño, ito ay kung minsan nagkukos ng power interruptions dahil naapektuhan yung mga linya.
Moving on, President Bongbong Marcos is expecting to sign the 2024 national budget before Christmas. The proposed version of the next year's coffers is currently in the bicameral committee for some final adjustments. Marcos Jr. does not see anything in the budget that could prevent its swift approval. President Marcos is not as optimistic about charter change or cha-cha being a breeze. He said the proposal to amend the 1987 Constitution should be scrutinized, particularly amendments to its economic provisions.
I don't see any problem. I think we'll do it before Christmas. Bicam, we're waiting for that. So they're putting the finishing touches on it. Baka today or the day in the coming days. But certainly, the minute it's finalized, pass the budget, I don't see any problem. I think we'll do it before Christmas.
It's not only economic provisions that some lawmakers want changed in the 1987 Charter. Now they are proposing longer terms for top government officials. In his resolution, Senator Robin Hood Padilla is pushing for a joint candidacy for the President and Vice President. Both of them will serve for 4 years and can seek re-election for a total of 8 years in service. But Senator Cynthia Villar has reservations.
Ito, experience naman nating lahat talaga. Kapag magaling yung Pangulo natin, kulang yung 6 na taon. Tapos wala siyang re-election. Kapag medyo nga naman yung presidente natin, sobrang naman yung 6 na taon. Kaya dapat sana, total naman, sa mga dati nating konstitusyon, 4 years naman talaga yun. At 4 years may re-election, ba't hindi natin subukan yun?
At the lower house, Senior Deputy Speaker Dong Gonzales would also like tweaks in term limits of top leaders. He's proposing 5 years per term for the President and VP and a shot at re-election. The Speaker's ally also dismissed the possibility of creating another post at the executive level.
Prime Minister, wala akong narinig na Prime Minister. Wala kaming pinag-usapang Prime Minister. Basta kung political ang pinag-usapan, yung aking
term limits
na 5 years and 2 terms. Diba? Tapos may re-election lang yung presidente. Kabuka ng vice president. Para the continuity. Diba palagi kong sinasabi sa inyo, the continuity.
In other news, Piston Stigel Pasada enters a second day following a failed dialogue between the transport group and the LTFRB. The talk centered on the issue of jeepney operators and drivers joining cooperatives to consolidate under the PUV modernization program. Piston still wants to do so beyond the deadline of December 31. But the LTFRB said the decision is now up to the Department of Transportation upon another consultation with President Marcos. For now, all government can offer protesting groups is simplified requirements for consolidation.
Hinahamon namin si PBBM na maglabas ng isang executive order na dapat tanggalin yung deadline. Ante namin hanggang bukas kung ano magiging desisyon.
For its part, the DOTR admits that there could be an imbalance in the number of operating jeepneys as the modernization program takes full effect. This means certain routes will have too many jeepneys while some will need more.
Tayo po ay umaasa na matapos po itong December 31 deadline natin, come January 1, hindi po tayo magkakaroon ng transportation crisis dahil po sa nakita na po ng LTFRB na ang mga major routes po natin ay meron ng mga consolidated operators.
Time to take a quick break. One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. Two more suspects in the Marawi blast have been arrested by the PNP. They were only identified as alias Maausur and alias Monatanda and are both alleged members of the Maute group. The suspects were arrested in a follow-up operation on December 9. The PNP showed photos of the two heading towards the Mindanao State University Gymnasium at 7 a.m. of December 3. They left the gymnasium at 7:12 in the morning and the bombing happened shortly after. On December 6, another person linked to the bombing identified as Jafar Gamo Sultan or alias Kulot has also been captured. The PNP and AFP have released separate sets of suspects in the case. Verification is ongoing as authorities consolidate their findings.
Tinitingnan din natin yung mga pictures, similarities doon sa mga hawak ng PNP at sa hawak po ng AFP. Ayaw po nating madaliin po ito dahil pag sinampa po natin yung kaso, gusto po natin na sigurado po tayo at airtight yung case na isasampa natin.
We now give you a quick look at today's other top stories. The lone bidder for the Commission on Elections is not eligible for now. The COMELEC says legal and technical issues hindered South Korean firm Miro System in its bid for the 2025 elections contract. A second bidding cycle is now being scheduled for the first week of January. Previous prospective bidders can still participate. Government has deported 180 Chinese nationals who work for a Pogo hub illegally. That hub was raided by authorities back in October. At their departure, hands of the Pogo workers were bound using cable ties while their belongings were stashed in a trash bag. Authorities declared the Chinese nationals as undesirable aliens after they failed to show proper working visas. This deportation is supposed to be the largest involving Pogo workers so far. President Bongbong Marcos is flying to Japan this afternoon for the 50th anniversary of the ASEAN-Japan Summit. Among the issues expected to be discussed are disputes in the West Philippine Sea as well as the situation in Myanmar and North Korea. Marcos Jr. will also meet with business leaders on the sidelines of the summit. His meeting with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida is still being finalized. And Maynilad has opened a new water treatment facility in Muntinlupa City amid the threat of El Niño. It can filter 150 million liters of water from Laguna Lake. That's equivalent to 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools. The water treatment facility will serve customers in Muntinlupa, Parañaque, Las Piñas, and Cavite. Asian superstars gathered for the Asia Artist Awards on Thursday, and what a night it was. P-pop kings SB19 wowed the crowd performing their hits like Gento with multinational boy group and team. SB19 bagged the Hot Trend Award alongside K-pop girl group New Jeans, Lim Yong-woon, An Hyosop, and Lee Jun-ho. Another P-pop boy group, Horizon, won the Focus Award. Meanwhile, 17 BSS took home the Performance of the Year award, while K-pop girl group New Jeans won Song of the Year and Singer of the Year. Lee Jun-ho took home the Actor of the Year award, while K-pop group 17 wins Album of the Year. Phenomenal Love Team and former lover Catherine Bernardo and Daniel Padilla won the AAA Fabulous Award. It's only glam and fun at the Asia Artist Awards. Comedian and host Melay Cantivero stood out, drawing laughs with her spontaneous quips. Watch this.
To the Korea, Jinin Melay Imnida Pilipinas so wasoyo. If someone question why I have award, don't worry, I question too. But because I just received award all of my life from my mother and father every time they're angry to me. But tonight, my heart is very the best. I think because of God moves in mysterious ways.
How do you feel about attending to AAA?
Attending to AAA is a very honor. I feel like I am the first honor, a valedictorian in attending in AAA.
One News Now will be back at 3:15 p.m. Join us again later. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News.